New Year's Eve, where is it? Where is it? Ah! There's my big meat. Yes. Yes. Stick it up there. Alright. There it is. Today on Fry the Chef, we attack a whole pork loin. And this is going to be for New Year's Eve and good and succulent. Why? Because we're going to stuff it full of apricots and cranberries and some caramelized onions. And I'm going to show you how to butterfly it, roll it up, twine it up, and then we'll take it to the house and make it. It should be dynamite. So, here we go. Big meat on New Year's Eve. So since I am taking this to another person's house, I can't bring the whole loin, but we'll bring about this much with shrinkage, and that way it'll fit in my roasting pan, which will come with, and we'll make the gravy out of it. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to trim this fat off the top, and then put it over here in the frying pan, and saute the onions in it, and then add the fruit, and that's going to be our filling. Well, a little bit of meat trimmings. Meat trimmings we'll leave raw. So we're going to take this fat off the top, use it as a lard, and then make the most delicious filling ever. So we have our pork fat rendering out of the fat that was on the back. That's going to be cooking for onions. We come back in and I use this incredible Yanagiba. It's a Russell International, and I flattened out the, you call it butterflying the pork loin. So now we're going to pound it so it's relatively flat and then make our filling. And part of the filling will be the squaring off piece that I made from the end. So if you ever need to get out your frustration or anxiety, this is the way to go. Let's remember all our old bosses from years past and what we wanted to do with them. Yes, 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 yes. I would take about half an onion, spread onion, a little sweeter. Add that to our nice lard. Let it cook till it gets nice and brown. That's going to give us a certain sweetness, and the apricot and cranberry is going to give us a certain sweetness, and we'll add some fresh sage, and that'll give us a savory. And when you add that with the breadcrumbs and parsley and egg, you have yourself one heck of a pork filling. So let's head to the ranch and find a nice nice sage. This has a little bit of stem to it. I'll take that one and that one, leave some room to grow. Take the top off of there. That's good. Now we're going to chop up this excess meat, mince it as fine as possible, really small, so it's spreadable, and assemble it. Now the meat is minced, and we're going to chop up apricots and cranberries, and then our sage leaves together. And I put some of the stems in with the onions to give that added flavor boost. So then we'll just put it all together and make our filling. So we have 2 eggs, and we're going to use about a third a cup of breadcrumbs. Add to it the dried fruit with the sage mixture, some fresh parsley, and our meat. We've salt and peppered the butterflied pork loin, and then into the inner mixture we're going to add our caramelized onions. Num num. So now spread the filling. Near the edges, leave a good inch open here so that it doesn't, well, it needs to close. And you just get it towards the edge, not all the way, otherwise it'll ooze out when we start putting the twine on it. So, that looks pretty good. Nice coverage. You can see it's going to be sweet and savory. Really neat. So now we'll roll it. We went from the back forward, leaving that open gap there to make the seal. We're going to roll that on top and then put butcher's twine in, knot one end, and then loop and pull, loop and pull, loop and pull. And I'll show you that. So that's steady. We get the bottom end of the knot under, and then we just pull it as close to the end as possible, and that's going to keep the filling in. I'm going to double it up like that. Alright, so here's the lasso I'm talking about. You just twist it like that, so it's just got one loop. Stick it at the other end and just make sure it goes under. Bring it backwards and you get it around there. Pull tight, form another one, get it under, and you just pretty much weave your butcher twine. We'll just cut it here, and we can just tie it off at this end like this, and then wrap it around the inside. That way it stays together. And there you go. It's wrapped, it's juicy, it's wonderful. Put it back in the refrigerator so it gets firmed up, and then we'll brown it and roast it at 375